The Assemblyman traveled to Sacramento today to work on their resolutions, but the main action surrounded the attempts to vacate the chair. Tonight, how Speaker Hansen managed to hold on to power and what he plans to do to continue. Plus, we'll take a look at SB 270, a bill to put a tax on plastic bags in grocery stores. Is this a good idea for the environment, or just another example of big government being jalapeno business? From the CBC headquarters in Sacramento, California, the COTH Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the COTH Report for July 17th, 2014. After yesterday's attempted transfers to offshore bank accounts, lies about identity, and questions about whether or not Patriot Party leadership would sell out its own speaker, many expected today to be a day of total restructuring and perhaps even overthrow of the highest levels of city government. But as it turned out, today was relatively calm and tranquil. Anthony Rollins reports tonight on the state of the Speaker's chair and on what the two parties are doing to forge a way forward. Drafting and passing resolutions was expected to be the main order of business of the day, but constitutionalist efforts to overthrow Speaker Hansen quickly took over. Assemblyman Cullum and Gilmore led the charge to get rid of the Patriot Speaker. Speaker Hansen kept careful control of the floor and used parliamentary procedure to keep the seat. In an interview this evening with CBC News, Hansen called the overthrow efforts eye-opening.
It helped me recognize something. It helped me recognize the other party's opinion of me and what I need to do to change that. And I've proceeded to go, and I'm no longer going to be Mr. Nice Guy.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
But despite Hansen's harsh rhetoric, he continues to emphasize that his desire is to work across party lines.
We wish to extend our hands and reach across, something which Party Leader Cullum has yet failed to do, even though has promised to do so.
Minority Leader Cullum declined to respond directly to Hansen's criticisms, but expressed his desire to work across party lines also.
I think we just have to find that common line so we can start on some of the smaller issues that we both agree on and then work our way from there.
Some assemblymen within the Constitutionalist Party feel that this rhetoric, however, belies the truth.
I mean, he keeps saying that we're one, but sometimes it's like certain people making the decision, like a few people talking about it, but we all agree on it, I guess.
Assemblyman Gilmore criticized this response, however, and pointed back to the many things that he said during the caucus meeting.
Everyone's good with where we're at right now. Yeah. If anyone has any concerns that they necessarily haven't talked to anyone in the group about and wants to later, feel free to come up to any of us.
Assemblyman Hansen emphasizes that unity will continue to be the efforts that he centers his work around.
I want to represent equality. That's what got me into office. And that's what I'm going to stay put on. If it comes down to the Patriot Party or the Constitutionalist Party, I will find some sort of compromise. There's always an answer besides just picking one side.
While Constitutionalist leadership emphasized that their platform is the best hope for the future of California.
Californians right now agree with the Constitutionalist platform, and they need to see a radical change because obviously the Patriot platform is not getting anything done.
For CBC News, I'm Anthony Rollins.
Hello, my name is Chris Jones. What do I think of SB 1000? I'm Chris Jones, and I so approve this message.
Welcome back, everyone. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag, drifting in the wind, wanting to start again? For Assemblywoman Rebecca Herrick, this problem has become a crusade. Her new bill, SB 270, would place a tax on every plastic bag used by a grocery store in the state of California, and she hopes that this will discourage future generations and our generation from being wasteful with our environment. Assemblywoman Herrick feels that if we can't solve the serious moral issues of our day, the least we can do is pick up after ourselves.
What is really important for this generation is responsibility. We're failing to take responsibility in all of our issues, whether it's unplanned pregnancies for teenagers. We need to at least step up and be responsible for at least one thing. And it's not that difficult to just say, I am going to be responsible for the environment.
But Governor England feels that Herrick's claims about responsibility fly in the face of the true patriot agenda.
This is going to put a burden on them. They aren't going to be able to carry their groceries home. They aren't going to be able to afford the cloth bag or the hemp bag that is going to be required the minute plastic bags are banned. And again, the Patriot Party claims to be for the people, but it's the very people they represent that this is going to be a burden on.
Assemblyman Tirado and Clark explained why they're opposed to SB 270 today.
This bill is really just allowing the Leviathan of government to interfere further with our local government. Over 100 cities and counties across California have already implemented their own plastic bag ban. We're interfering with the local government's plan already.
There's no guaranteed estimate that the amount of plastic bags going to landfills will reduce.
Rather than having a throwaway culture where we use something once and then we throw it away, we leave it in a landfill or we let it wash into the ocean, and choked sea turtles who think that it's a jellyfish and it's food, we need to take care of plastic bags. I see them blowing around the streets where I live, and I think that's unacceptable.
Personally, in my home and in a lot of homes I have visited, in a lot of my friends' houses, they use the plastic bags already as garbage bags. They're not throwing them away after they come from the grocery store. Oh, let's throw in the garbage. No, they're reusing them. They have different purposes. It's not the single use has been claimed. So really, there's no problem with our generation not knowing how to recycle.
And tomorrow, SB 270 will have its first hearing in committee to see whether or not it will move on to the floor, along with all of the other bills being considered here in City, California. The Assemblyman will have plenty of time to consider whether or not to keep the suggestions of bills like SB 270 or to discard them. That's your City on the Hill news for July 17th, 2014. But join us tomorrow night as we take a look at the legislation that's moving on to the floor.